Morning. We're going to be picking up where we left off yesterday, and we're going to be looking at our chat client, and we're going to be doing a little debugging within our providers, and then that's going to be on the server side. And then I think when that's done, we're going to implement NGX color picker, and we'll add chat colors and avatars for users in the chats. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's start by doing an ng serve on the back end, and we'll open up the front end here. We want to do an ng serve on the front end, and we're going to open up the back end here. The server's running. One of the things I wanted to look at was in my business logic layer here. I have a number of these polls called routing here. So if I look at this one for something like Twitch, what this is doing is initially it was taking a list of all of my outbound routes and checking to see if it was going to send to the stream, and if it was, then it's going to send it through that appropriate bot Twitch model. We'll wait for this to join the chat, and we can have variable number of chats now. So I don't think I want this to fire because I believe I'm doing everything here in this process message. So for each one of my routes, which is outbound, I'm going to process that message. So in here, I'm going to do two things. The first is that in my server for my bot under Twitch, here we go. We're adding a new user here because it was a message received. Hello, Metal Eagle. How are you doing today? Oh, and you do have your emote set that we can use. But it doesn't look like I have anything that represents, so that's fine. Okay, so that thing was just going to continue to fire because we need to have this caveat in here. So let's first disable all of these. This one should be disabled. I need to look at these ones, sorry. So the Discord one, this is routing to all Discord bots internally, so we'll do that. This one is sending it to each one of my servers, that's fine. Twitch is disabled and WebSocket is. Good. Let's go ahead and disable this one too. And now we're going to open up a client. I'm doing well. What are you working on today? I'm working on Ally Chat. I'm almost done with it. You're able to send outbound messages from any of the different bots on the web app. So that's on Angular CLI is where the client is, and then that's using SignalR to send the messages over to my web API, which is an ASP.NET Web API core. And then from there, it's using TCP to send it over to the standalone server application. So let's go ahead and sign in with the WebSocket. It hasn't started the WebSocket service yet. So we want to break on that one, and then we want to break on this one. And we'll give it a run. So it hasn't joined my chat yet. But in game end of the line, we can see that it's here. So we're going to join my channels. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we're going to send another message. And this time it's still iterating through and catching them and sending it back and forth between channels. So if I go back to service routing, when we are here, so it's going to be for this route, and I'm processing it to my Twitch message. If my route dot paths of type unknown any s dot so if my other routes have any where my route dot bot, is that correct? Hold on. Dot user dot provider type. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that if I have another user, that I don't send it for them. So this is equal to your message dot provider type and your second. So I want to make sure that there are not any like that, and where my path, and where my path, we'll do this as a s dot route ID does not equal to your path.id. That's what I think we want. So if that's the case, then like that, and then I think that that's correct. So let's give it a try. One thing I wanted to check was my service bot servers. No, service bot. So it's under polling called it's not that one. That's good. Users Twitch. I don't think this one's being called anywhere. So that's okay. We'll worry about that in a minute. It joined my WebSocket pass, so let's go ahead and start that. There we go. Let's get another session going with that. And to join the channel. And then, so we'll open another one of these. WebSocket client. And I'm going to move these things over here so I can just monitor them. And now over here in my stream, I'm going to go ahead and do a hello message again. And it only sent it one time. Okay, that's good. So I think we fixed that. So this time we're going to do a hello from WebSocket. And that time it iterated both into well, it looks like it did 2 Twitch messages, one into Ali Chat and one into LiverDev Trying. So that looks right. That looks right. Okay, and then now we'll try one for Discord. That looks right. Okay, so now over here in my Discord messages, when you're routing here and you're processing a Discord message, let's go ahead and say this one here. Say for each path, if your route dot paths of anywhere your bot is the same, like that, and you also don't want this to happen if your message is outbound. S dot route type is equal to outbound. And we want to do the same thing on this one. S dot route type equals, hello Eddie Dre, how are you doing today? Outbound. Okay, we'll try it again. This time I'm going to add another Discord webhook. So in my streams, under Discord, I'm going to add in here one to go to Game Alter Aeon. And then the same thing here. I'm going to do Pixel Horror Studios. Okay, so now that that's going, I'm going to add the webhook to Alter Aeon. And we'll say I'm not a robot. There we go, it's joined the channels. So why is that continuing to should be Ali chat all lowercase. Weird. Okay, that's okay. So now we're going to send a message here. I'm doing well, just sipping on some morning coffee and relaxing. I'm hoping you're doing well. I'm doing great. This app is almost completed, which is nice. Am I hung up on something? Okay, we'll go to stream 1. We'll get my outbound bot here. And I'm going to say hello to 2 Discord channels. Okay, that sent it into game end of the line. And then that sent that again to game alter Aeon. And it did it 2 times. But that looks right. So in my Discord messages, I don't think I want to send this if so let's stop here. We don't want to send this if it has any where my s dot channel ID is equal to your second and your so I don't want to send this message to any other paths So let me look at that one more time. I'm going to break on this. This is only chat a personal project. I'm just curious if this is something the public will be able to use and sign up for. It will. It should be live here in less than 2 weeks, and it is something that the public can use. Right now I'm just making sure it has all of its feature sets. So we'll try that again. Now this time, my user, okay, I have 2 paths in here. One which goes to one channel and one which goes to the other. So it skips that one. And it doesn't have any channels to send webhooks to. So that looked good. Now it's going to send to the Twitch messages. Oh, I get it. And then what it's doing is it's iterating through my received messages. Here. So I want to say if my args dot message dot user dot and if I look at my globals real quick, I can't show this. I have my TwitchBot ID here. So I should be able to say if my user as user Twitch DTO does not equal to null and my user Twitch DTO of my args.message.user.twitch and this should also have on it a Twitch ID, which is a and then we'll say that that is equal to globals.that. Okay. And now if I look at my entities here, underneath user Twitch, I should have a Twitch ID, which I want on the user Twitch VM and the user Twitch DTO. Excellent, that's great use. Have you had any consideration for Mixer or Facebook gaming support? I can add them. Let me add that to my list here. Okay. So now that that's done, this should be a .twitch ID. So let's give that another run. Okay, we'll go back over to the chat and log in. We join our WebSocket path. And this time I'm going to say hello to a Discord channel again. So it never sent it here. Because it's filtering out anything. Hey there, John. Welcome back. Okay, that's fine. You're going to process it if it's a Discord message. Down here, don't care about that one. Down here, I'm finding another outbound path. So let me go ahead and get rid of this one. Try it again. Facebook Gaming is lacking any bot of sort. So CLI on chat on there would be a first of its kind for that gaming platform. Okay, we could do that one next. Let's go ahead and check out my Twitch.ally chat here. And join the stream. Wait for it to join. Okay, that's good. It sent it to both channels. Try it again now. Sent it to both channels. And then also it sent it out to my Twitch. But it never sent it here to my chat itself. So if I look back at the routing, this is it. So let me move this away. So if you're processing a message Twitch, and then we're looking to send it to the Discord message. Like that. No, let's go back. So it worked like this, but we want to say else we just want to send this across the pipe here. Like that. Okay, the next thing I want to do is get my TCP server going, so that's pretty easy. If I look at my app here, I'm going to pass in here some values for my TCP server, which is this. And then I also need to pass in my OAuth token, which we want to do a either Mohammed 55. I'm working on an app called Ali Chat. Bot TCP is the third one from the bottom. We want this token. So I can just do a client.send to server raw, and it'll be OAuth that. Okay. So now we'll try it again and we'll log in. So we'll log in here. Wait for it to join my channel. The first one we'll do is a Discord bot, so wait for everything to join. We also want to add a TCP bot here. Okay, good. We'll add a WebSocket client. We'll add another WebSocket client. I'll add another TCP client. Now I'm going to do a test TCP message. Okay, it doesn't look like it sent that out. So we'll have to do a little check there, but this could be a test WebSocket message. And let's look at the app here. So I received it over WebSocket. And it looks like I'm only receiving one of it on TCP socket. This one doesn't seem to be connected. Okay, so now they both seem to be working, except for that it's not sending messages to each other. So when I receive a message in my routing, if I look in the server message event, it should do this. And then down here, where I process my WebSocket message, in this one, you're saying that if it's a different server, and then in this one, you are sending it using the correct bot, and you're saying for all of the streams that were outbound, we're going to get a list of channels here which are active, and if the channels to send to currently doesn't have it, that's a problem. And then we're sending it to all of those servers, which are not the same. So if I look back at router, so let me go ahead and just get rid of this little bit here. And we'll try it again. And one of the things that I saw that was a problem was I didn't digest that ping from the TCP. So if I look at this one, I'm going to go really deep into it real quick, which is that this thing has this auth bot, which looks fine, which calls this server auth, which should have the Pong there, which when I look at my async server, I don't digest the Pong at all. So if I look here at my client, if my message here is ping, then I'm going to send Pong. So let's go ahead and reconnect it. That's my OAuth token. If I look at my client here, this doesn't do anything with that, right? Good. Okay, we're going to open up a TCP client here. Okay, that looks fine. We'll open up another one. And then I also want to open up a WebSocket one. And another one there. So now if I send a WebSocket message, it sent it to everybody. But my message that I received on my client is null. So that's going to error on me. So this time if I look at my content, I'm sending Pong. This can't be saying ping, right? Where's the message on this? It's just WS message. Okay, so now if I look at this thing, my information that's coming across is a ping. That's good. So the ping pong is working now. Great. We're going to set this thing that it has not been pinged anymore. And then we can remove the message. Okay, so the ping is working. If I send a message through TCP, I don't see that being sent across the pipe. So this, if I was to look at my message TCP here, I don't care about that. Let me look at what's happening when I send this to the server. Yeah, because you're serializing all of that stuff. And then we want to send it to my connection, which is connected true. Because my client must not be connected. So that's working. One of the things about when I'm sending these TCP messages is that's only sending it to other TCP. I feel like my WebSocket keeps disconnecting. Yeah, because that one worked, and I've received it over TCP. And that one worked for WebSocket. Sent test. I received it. Okay. So it looks like I'm getting 2 messages here. On my WebSocket. And then also on your service routing. That's fine. We don't want this to go there. And then process TCP message. If it's a message received here, I want to send it to my process TCP message. And then I can get rid of this here. We'll try it again. Let me clear my chat. We'll try it again. We'll start up a TCP client. And then another one. So that time now it's sending it twice. So now it's sending it twice. If I look at my service routing TCP, let's go ahead and comment this stuff out. Try it again. Let everything connect up. Start my TCP client. Start my WebSocket client. Okay, that looks pretty good. So now we're getting two messages here in TCP. So we want this one. So on my auth server, we should have a message event. And here I want to say, if my e.message is not string.is null or white space, then we can do this. Hey there, Eddie Dre. Welcome again. Let's go ahead and take a look at the server. And when we receive this message, I want to say, if my string.is empty or null is null or white space of my content. If it's not, then we'll fire the event. Try it again. This one, you can just do this. And then we can start up a TCP client. Oops. That's one. Start up another one. That's two. We'll do a test message here on one with a WebSocket. Oh, the WebSocket won't start until the path opens up, so now we can log in. There. Now we can start my WebSocket server. That's one. That's two. And now I'll say a test WebSocket message. And let's join the stream here. Looks good. I still am receiving a message on TCP with nothing in it. That worked. So if I look up here at my server auth, and I look at my message, okay. Not seeing it. Never saw it firing there again. Because we're only sending it through the routing. So then here, if I do a test and I look at my message that I sent, it's just message. So we process this. It's going to send it to those TCP servers. And then we want to send it with a routing. Okay, so it's on the client side. Which is here. So when I get my receive callback here, I could say, if my string is null or white space of content, then we can do this. So based on your design, I could create a WebSocket client to also interact with Wally Chat through your web API. If that's true, that is awesome. That's correct. And not only that, but I provide client services classes so that if you wanted to use the .NET stack, you just import the DLL and off you go. And you can do that through WebSocket or TCP. Don't care about that anymore. We'll go ahead and we'll build this with 2 messages, or 2 bots. And then 2 WebSocket bots. There's the WebSocket path being joined. We'll join stream 1. And now it's going to process my messages. It's still giving me message received. So another test. This is good, but it's not reproducing for each one of my sockets, right? So this time when I deserialize my content, this is just data. This is an IBase message. This isn't a packet. Your packet's being removed. When we send that message through WebSocket, we're sending across a packet. which is sending this packet. Let's check that again. That's amazing. I'll definitely be following this more closely. I've tried to do something similar, but I lack the .NET experience for execute it. I've been trying to do this for Facebook Gaming, of course. Yeah, no worries, man. I also put all the videos for this up at youtube.pixelhorrorstudios.com. Let's go ahead and add a TCP here. In another one. Okay, same issue. Yeah, okay. So this one, my first one, my message is null. So if I looked at this one, here, and that'll error, and that one's got my data. We'll try it again here. So my content is all of that. And that's not in a packet. That's just data. So that's not right. It should be passing a packet. Here, which should be serializing this and sending a packet, which on my server side is there, and then on here we want to look at the, yeah, absolutely, I'll need a lot of testers on this one, and definitely pretty soon. Send me a direct message if you could. And then also on here I should have a connection message event. Don't care about that so much. Try that again. Okay, this time when I look at my connection, I'm sending this packet. Okay, this time I should be able to receive the packet. And then I should deserialize the message, which fires my bot message event. Okay. I never saw where in my service routing when I received a message TCP event, that looks fine. Don't need to worry about that. But I feel like you already have a message TCP in here. No, this is where you deserialize that. And now here, if I look at my message, I'm going to process this. So now down here, I'm going to send it to Discord. I'm going to send it to Twitch. I'm going to send it to TCP. Okay, we're going to process this, and then we're going to send it as a message TCP. So over on the client, where I get my message received here, why have I not received the packet? I received the because I'm sending this as a message, and I've never made it a packet. So here, this needs to be a you're going to pass in a message TCP here, and I want to have this as a new packet DTO. And I want to make my action equal here to action type dot send to client. My data equals a JSON convert dot serialize object of my message. And my timestamp equals date time.utc now. Try it again. We'll join TCP. We'll do it again. This time when I send it across the pipe, I receive my message there and I process it. And now I've received it over here, and this time I get my data as a packet. So I deserialize my packet. And that's it. So now that's working correctly. So now we can join my WebSocket path. And I can say, hello from WebSocket, and we want to have this going to multiple WebSockets. And also we want to track it over here on my chat. Okay, so now that we're connected there, I can do I have what's called a hello from WebSocket here. And so we'll send that. Is it connected? Yeah, that one worked. How about now? And here? But what about from here? This is TCP. See, and then I don't see this outputting in all of my different channels here. So if I was to add one more WebSocket client, does that break the other one? No. So here, when I send a message through TCP, I need to make sure that here that we're doing this for every one of them. So what I mean by that is that if you have a Twitch message, here, we want to send it to the authorized user. So we'll just make a couple of little changes here, which means we need to have a var message. We'll just say it's a iMessage base called message, we'll say instance. And then here you're going to say instance is equal to C. And here you can say instance is equal to this. And then here, instance is equal to this one. And we want to say that that's null. And then instance is equal to that one. And then down here we're going to have a send message called my instance. And that needs to be of type message Twitch. And I want to say if my instance does not equal to null, then we got that. Okay, we need to rinse and repeat. And this needs to be an iMessage Twitch. Is equal to null. So we'll need to do the same thing here. And then I want to make this one equal to instance is equal to that. We're doing this for each bot. So now I need to do this, that, and then also this one here. Okay, this is called instance. Same thing. This one is called instance. And then this one is called instance. Okay. So now, whenever I send a Twitch message, I should be getting my reproduction here. So let's do the same thing for TCP messages. So here I'm going to have a iMessage TCP message. We're going to say it's called instance equals null. And then this one is instance is equal to C. And then, so this is instance here. Same with this one. Same with this one. And then we say, if my instance does not equal to null, we're going to send my message here like this. And then I want to have my send it across the pipe to the web API. Okay, this is the second one. It's the commands. It's a little bit more work. So here I need to have a iMessage TCP called instance equals null. And this one is instance equals C. And then we're going to say We're going to send the message like that. And this one actually is not, because I don't have to do it for all of them. So we can move this one to there. So this is instance equals. Same thing here. And the same thing here. Okay, let's make sure we're not breaking anything. So I'm going to run this. Start a TCP client. Start another TCP client. Start another TCP client. Now we're going to look at the app. Look at my stream here. Now I'm going to do a channel out, and I'll say hello. And now I can see 3 Discord messages that got created. One that I sent. And then one that should go to the bot. So here, oh, I want to send my instance, not my message. And same thing here. And then the same thing here. Okay. Try it again. We're going to jump in some clients here, a TCP client or 2, and a WebSocket client. Okay, we're going to join our chat. And this time I'm going to do another test from WebSocket. And that looks right. So it sent it to WebSocket, Ali chat. It sent it to the TCP bot. Just a second. What's this one? So if I did this again, we're going to track our processes here. And my first one is of type Discord. My next one is from type Twitch. Okay, so that's putting them in the this one is a WebSocket. Which doesn't matter. And that one's TCP. Hello again. How are you doing, Standard Gamer? Welcome to the channel. So it came in over TCP, but then where's it being routed? So if I look at this chat, my provider is map table for each message. I have the username, and then I have this provider name. So I'm going to do this as a server source.name. And then I want to point that to my if I look at message, I should have a user source and a server source. So if I look at this again, and this time I send out one through a TCP bot and I say TCP message. what it's doing here is it's showing me for each one of my sockets, it's showing me those two messages that I'm sending out. So in this case, you're sending it multiple times. So actually, let me change this back. Let me just revert this because we liked it better the other way. Just another second. There it was. I want to add that in there. No. I want to add it in there. So that way you're only ever sending it one time when it comes in. Hey there, Glass and Glitter. Greetings. How are you doing this morning? Let's go ahead and log in. And this time I'm going to have 2 TCP clients. And actually over here I want to change this back to be a user. Gross. I gotta go wash my hands just a second. Okay, so now it's joining the WebSocket path. That's good. We've got 1 TCP client, 2 TCP client, and 2 WebSocket client. So now we'll join our stream. And I'm going to do a message 1. Interesting. Seems to be hung up here. Let me do this again as a server. I knew it was getting hung up somewhere. So we'll join server 1. In here, I'm going to just watch it. So this will be a test TCP1. And I see it connected, but not here. So this is from TCP. That looks good. This is going to be from WebSocket. This one is from WebSocket. That looks right. And then if I have one here from Twitch, that looks right, except for that it's outputting twice into Discord. Or is it in the chat twice? And that time it said that it came from user alley chat. So that's not right. When we receive a Twitch message, here, my user is here. So it is hitting twice for every message. So it's putting me in the room multiple times. Yeah, it's doing it 2 times. But that's showing it there. This is from Ali. But it's not going into my Twitch channels now. Because it's not processing it here. So when I'm joining this service bots TCP, it's like route polling events is running 2 times. See, it is. It's running 2 times. So service bots Twitch is getting created in the app. Here. But this should only be allowing this to do it one time, right? So if I look at my timer tick events, on update, if it's not running, and you have this asynchronous timer here, so that shouldn't let the sync timer, so that's fine. Okay, and this one, I'm going to look at my servers joined here, and I'm going to make this a GUID, and I'm going to make this my server.id. In this one, I want to do a servers joined dot first or default s where my value dot, I'm going to do this for values, and I want to do the where the name dot trim dot to lower is equal to my join channel dot trim dot to lower. So this is going to be your for server, or we'll just say channel. So if my channel is null, then we're going to leave the channel. Okay, let's go ahead and rebuild this again. And do a start here. Now when I look at my app, I should have like a polling timer here. So if I look at my services, service routing, service commands, service bots, so I don't see that being subscribed in here twice. Okay, we're going to do a test from Twitch here. Oh, it didn't join yet. So test from Discord. (3E). So it only joined 4 times that time. Okay, good. We're getting those. And that is working correctly. Seems like that this is running multiple times. So here we'll just change this to be a if we can try to add that and my bot doesn't have any channels in there. Like that. Like that. Try it again. So we'll do a test from Discord here. And that worked. We'll do another test from Discord. And that looks good. We'll try it in the other channel. That looks good. Okay, we'll do one from the WebSocket. So this thing is running multiple times. So up here, I don't understand how this thing can possibly be running multiple times. So, I mean, I could just add a static variable to check for it. So I could add like a private static bool is timer events running. So here I could say if my timer events are not running, now we can say true. So that way this only happens one time. We'll join the stream. Wait for it to pull. That looks good. Wait for it to join. That service bots Twitch. So let's change this here to be a and our timer events are not running. And we're going to say my timer events are true. And then down here, I'm going to say timer events running is false. Wait for this thing to pull. Okay, it pulls. Wait for the next pull, it'll be 30 seconds. Okay, and here it is. This time it's going to join once, twice. Still trying to here. I don't know how it's there. It did it 4 times. This one is LA Chat. Let's try it one more time. And actually what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take a short break. I'll be back in 12 minutes. Enjoy the music. Thanks for staying with me. If you're not a part of our Discord, highly recommend you check it out, discord.pixelhorrorstudios.com, and I put all these videos up at youtube.pixelhorrorstudios.com. See you guys in just 12 minutes.